In this tutorial, I'd like to look at the idea of a question and answer form, or the Q&A form, how to set that and what function they can serve for your class. But to set the form up to be question and answer, you're going to come up to the right hand side or in the administration block and go ahead and turn editing on. Now find the week that you want to add the activity. Let's go ahead and add it down here. Let's do form. Okay, now once you're in the form, the same structure is pretty much like it is with all the other forms. You need to give it a name. Okay, now here's for the form type, we're going to choose Q&A form. Okay. Alright, now the importance will be when you set this up is in here you'll want to give the students explicit instructions. For the Q&A form to work, they are not to start a new thread. Okay? Alright, for the Q&A to have its effectiveness, we don't want students to start a new thread. We only want them to reply to the thread you as the instructor begins. Okay? Alright, that'll make more sense in just a minute. Okay? And then you can go down and you can adjust the idea of subscribed. By leaving it set to no, it gives the students the options to subscribe or not, right, rather than forcing them to. Make sure your upload file, if you want them to upload pictures or documents, you want to set that as high as it can go. Aggregate type ratings, if you're going to grade this form, you want to make sure you set it to either, typically it's either maximum or sum of ratings, and there's a video tutorial on those, so look for that if you're uncertain which one. Then just go ahead and scroll down and do save and return to course. Oh, there's one other option to restrict post dates. This is the idea of once they've made a post, limiting how long or how much time passes before they can make another post. This, typically we want to keep the interaction going, so we don't worry about this. Okay, so now let me show you what it looks like. So here's our sample Q&A. So let's go ahead and click on it. Okay, you see here this is the content we typed in the box. Alright, let's go ahead and add a new question. Okay. Now the importance of this, and you go down and hit post to form. Alright, now that will begin the thread. Okay, so you see the first thread was begun by me. Okay, now the importance of this is that what will happen is students would be able to come in, and you see this tab here, they'll be able to come in and add a new question. Now the whole idea behind a Q&A is to restrict students so that they can't see what other students have posted yet, and I'll show you how it looks in just a second. And that if you allow students to add a new question, then students will always be able to read that initial thread. But if we instruct students to only respond to this instructor's question, okay, so up here you would explicitly line out, only reply to the question that you've posted, and they would get to it by clicking on the discussion topic here. Then when they go in, they won't be able to see any other students' responses until they've replied, and I'll show you how that looks. So what I've done is I've enrolled myself as one of the test students I have in the course, okay, and I've taken into a Q&A form I have set up. And you can see here the person who started the form was demo student, okay, and you see that I'm in as a student. Now this is a student's view, that they could add a new question, but if you direct them to only reply to the post that's made, the thread that's in there, if I go to Dave's answer, which is the discussion topic, and click on it, you see I see Dave's comments because he began the thread, but see how it says here, this post cannot be viewed by you, probably because you have not posted a discussion yet. So until the student posts a reply, they won't see this. So I'm going to show you what it looks like after they've made a reply. Now you can see once the students made the reply, they can see the original post, and then they can see what other students have posted, and then they can still edit and reply their post.